All right. So what should you tell the landowner if you're meeting with them about leasing property to build a billboard and they say, man, that's a great idea. Appreciate you doing all that legwork. I'm just going to build it here myself. Appreciate you giving me all this information. But if it's a static location, you might be offering $200 a month to rent the property. Why would I just take $200 a month when I could just build it myself and then I'll get $1,000 a month? For selling 2 ads for 500 each. So I've had this happen multiple times before. A lot of times, the people that own property, they own other property, they own rental property, they might be renting out other buildings or shops or something like that. So billboards are a close cousin to rental property. So, it's kind of in their wheelhouse, so to speak. But the last time this happened, the guy had a shop that he was renting out, and I was kind of able to use an analogy to sort of talk him out of the deal. So, stories and analogies, they're a lot more powerful than just saying, "Oh, no, you don't want to do that." So, anyway, basically, he had a shop he was renting out, and just for this example, let's say he was renting it out for $2,000 a month. So he's getting $2,000 a month, basically passive. He might have to fix something if it breaks or whatever, but a shop is pretty low maintenance, I guess. So he's just getting a check every month, $2,000 a month. And he can go to the beach or do whatever he wants to do. So, but he's renting that out to a mechanic that's got to show up every day. He's got to fix trucks, he's fixing equipment, he's got to buy tools, he got to send out invoices, he's got to collect the money, he's got to deal with the truck pulling out on the road and then the check engine light coming back on. He's got to deal with all these different issues every single day. And he doesn't make any money unless he shows up every day. But because he shows up every day and because he's doing a lot of volume, he might be making $10,000 a month there, even with paying the landowner $2,000 a month. So, if that was the case, let's say the guy already owned a building. Why wouldn't he just open a mechanic shop, and instead of making $2,000 a month, he could make ten or $12,000 a month? And if you were to ask him that, he'd say, well, because I don't know anything about mechanic work. I don't know anything about fixing semi trucks. I don't know anything about fixing equipment. I don't have all those tools and everything that you need to do all that. So in other words, that's the exact reason why landowners shouldn't build their own billboard on their property, is because so anyway, if I was to tell that story, I'd go right into how it's not necessarily a passive income stream. So a lot of times people will forget that, like, actually somebody has to do the graphic design. Somebody has to send out a ad contract. Somebody's got to make sure they sign it. Somebody's got to get them to send in their logo for the graphic design. Oh, wait, they don't even have a logo. If it's a brand new business, they don't even have a logo. So what are you going to do in that instance? You got to find somebody else to do the graphic design. You got to, post the ad. You got to schedule the ad. Oh, wait, they want to move to this other location. You got to go back in and change that. It's a bunch of different stuff you got to do that you don't necessarily think about it when you're just standing there on the piece of property, and all you're thinking about is you're getting $1,000 a month versus $200 a month. So most of the time, these landowners, they're well off enough to where their time is more valuable than that extra $800 a month if the ads are sold. So that's the other thing. That $200 a month is usually a flat rate guaranteed no matter what. The other 800 is a hypothetical. Nothing's guaranteed on that. We're taking a chance that this is a good enough location that people want to advertise on. And then if so, then we sell the ads, and then we still need to get paid. So, it's a few extra steps and all that, and it's a lot of time and a lot of effort on there. So I would say, unless the landowner was already planning to go into billboards initially, and they want to stop everything else they want to do and focus 40, 50, 60 hours a week in this career, which is highly unlikely, then they're way better off just taking their $20 or $200 a month and combining it with their other rental income and just going to the beach and don't have to worry about anything. So, or else, they'd have to basically set up a whole another operating business, send out the invoices, collect the payments, like take it to the bank or whatever however they have it set up. And by the time you factor in all your time on that for just owning one billboard on your own land, especially if you only sell one ad, or for a period of the year only one ad of the two ads is sold, you might be in worse shape than if you'd have just taken the $200 a month. So I tried to explain that to them. Hopefully it makes sense to them. And a lot of times I'll say, look, if you really are dead set on getting $1,000 a month versus 200, why don't you just buy some more land or something, and we'll just build 5 of these static billboards there instead of one. And 5 times 200, you'll have $1,000 a month. I'll just put up 5 of them, then you'll have $1,000 a month passive from billboards. So anyway, that's what I would say in that situation. I hope that helps you. Try to find some type of scenario or analogy that you can use to get that point across, and to try to talk them out of building it themselves. So anyway, that's what I do. Hope it helps.